go. We can see Shirley.
Oh, we're on.
We're on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Just a little crooked. But that's kind of what life is like these days. A little crooked.
oh.
And so you're going to straighten us all out, right? Today we're going to... So I just keep going. Just one teensy little bit that way.
This is good. We're
This
good.
isn't bad. It's all right. But you're a little... That's okay.
Look at this beautiful light coming from Shirley. Ooh, this beautiful peach, amber. It's gorgeous. I love it.
New colors.
It is, because I also see, like, folks, here's a little task for us right now. This is what we see matters. What we see matters. So, like, everyone, take a moment and look at the light from Shirley. What's coming out. And I want you to try to connect with the coloring. It doesn't matter what color I see or what color Shirley sees. What color do you see? And maybe I see like what do they call that when you do tie-dye? It's like whatever that word, the multiple states of color that aren't necessarily in the same color coding. But I see that in her light, because I also see like these new colors of like a certain kind of green or a certain kind of blue, but I see it in the amber, yellow, red. It's there. I see the rainbow through it. I can see it. And so when I see that, of course, I'll have some understanding of what that then says to me about Shirley. But then I stop and I think for a moment, but if I can see that, and if Shirley's reflecting on some level myself, what does that then mean about me? And what can I see about myself? So it's kind of like Shirley gifting me. Good morning, Charles. It's Shirley gifting me that light. She allowed me to see it, so maybe I can now be it. And so what light do you see? And then think about, Google it. Google the ray, the color, and what it means. And then also, what is that color? Do you like that color? Do you hate that color? What does that color remind you of? You're gonna understand, or it's going to share something, or you're going to receive in some way.
Yeah, that reminds me, one time someone told me my soul color was red. And I hated, at that time, I hated the color red. But of course, red also symbolizes the root chakra, and that was also something that I really needed a lot of work with. And so gradually I came to understand the kinds of red that I could live with, and then it expanded into different kinds of red. Reds that were colored with blue, reds that were colored with yellow, reds that became more orangey toned. And I accepted that statement. But initially, I was not too happy to hear that my soul color was red.
And you know what, truthfully, when we're in the process of transformation and we're ready to receive something like that type of information, we're probably going to reject it. We're probably going to think like, I don't want that color. But here's the other thing that I want to share as what I've learned along the way, is that just like Shirley was suggesting, is our souls are multidimensional. So what we're working on in the density or the dimensional state, as we're trying to shift ourselves out of linear time, like past, present, and future, that infinity, and we're flipping it so that it becomes the ape, but that's the multidimensionality. So in this layer, my soul might be red, because that's like one of the things I think of red right away. Because, well, another thing that my guidance has always said is that the earth is called Rarth. Because it's red, because of the blood, the suffering, the martyrism, the sacrifice. Whether you're considered the victim or the villain, it's still martyrism. It's in duality. We agreed to play these parts. So red, you're trying to root in the understanding of who you are, why you're here, the sacrifices you made, so that then you can begin to heal or power up or wherever you're at. But that would be like, let's say red is really good in the third density. Okay, but that doesn't mean that only belongs there. It just means that that's a lot of times where you're going to see your red soul. But let's say you move up and you're in 13. You know what? That might be diamond. It might be black. It depends upon how, that's what makes us, like, if you think about a light ray, how light can be like snowflakes, a gazillion different shapes and sizes and colorings. We are the same way in our light that we just happen to fleshly embody. But in that, depending upon how you tilt it, is what you would consider a dimensional space. It's a learning. It's an understanding of thyself. So when you're tilting it, like as the bigger light is coming through, it will flash a certain light. And that you could see that as a specific ray. But these other lights that are around you, when they tilt, they're going to get a different light. So it's like really thinking that in truth, like I'm multidimensional, I'm multifaceted, I'm multicolored. And anything that maybe I'm connecting strongly with myself, or I'm being told, or it's showing up in my life with the coloring, well, that's where I'm working with. That's where I'm at, maybe at a layer of dimensional space, a layer of understanding of the totality of my soul. Because we're so beautiful, all of us, all of us.
I like it. Was good. Forgot to turn the timer on. So I guess we're just in no time. We're just doing it.
Charles hearted the no time. I like it.
Yeah. It brought something up when you first started talking about that. Resistance is something that came into my mind. And the fact that the resistance that we exhibit are always usually things that we need to take a look at a little bit strong, a little bit, we just need to take a little bit closer look at anything that we resist. So I've been experiencing some of that myself these days. But of course, I don't recognize it right away until I get myself into probably a little bit of a pickle or a predicament. And then I realize that I'm resisting, and what I resist continues to persist, and it keeps coming back until I deal with it. And so I think that's something that then moves out of your field once you take a look at it, and once you can reconcile it, then you end up being able to have a better relationship with it, and you can figure out that there are more options. Resistance usually means that you've put yourself in a box, and there are no options, there are no choices. You've just made a stance, or you feel that someone has put you into a box, and there's no place for you to move. There's no way for you to go forward, backwards, anywhere. You're just stuck. And oh my, I think that was one of the things that came up this morning when I ran the queue for healing. The quantum tool was particularly, the theme is about legs today. And so its legs are what help us move forward, propel us physically in this environment. And then it also came up a lot about clearing some of those things that have kept us stuck. And so being stuck was one of the minor themes for today as well. So we're sending frequencies for all of us, me included, to unstick us from anything that's got us by the throat, yes, or by the ankles, keeping us from moving forwards to where we want to go.
And I want to say, hello, Tristan. Welcome aboard the spaceship this morning. But I want to piggyback. Well, I'm not going to get on the piggyback of Shirley, but hi, Tristan. Soul lessons continue. Keep coming back. So I can't see very well, but I can read a little bit. But I want to piggyback on what Shirley was sharing, and that is that resistance is you. It's not anything outside of you. That resistance is you saying either move through, move back, move out of the way, get out, move up, whatever. It's you. If we stop projecting our emotion outside of us and connect within us, we will produce the emotion that we desire. And because we're all such beautiful beings, whether you're negative polarity or positive implode or explore that a little bit. Maybe that helps you get back over here on this alignment. But no matter what polarity you are, we are gifting everyone at this time. Because right now, the planet is so unique, it needs to grow things, it needs to neutralize things, and it needs to get rid of things. And so everyone is doing their job. So the resistance that you experience is not because of this, this, and this. It's because of your own soul, which is living through your body, is talking to you. We are magical.
But sometimes you don't even realize that until you reach that point where you can jump out of the box. Because when you sit there and feel like you're paralyzed, like you can't move forward, you can't see beyond that. And as soon as you do, then you've already made the leap. You've climbed the hill. You're already at the top, and things will change for you. And so that's why it's so important that we use those tools that we've talked about in the past. The breathing and the movement of the body, just the physical movement, which some people might say exercise or just maybe a slow walk, doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be, I need to be swimming. So there we got interrupted. But meditation, however you choose to interpret meditation, can just be sitting quietly or going into the zoo and watching the animals. All of those things that just bring you to a sense of peace and a sense of inner awareness. And the breathing is so important. Drinking your water and hydrating and nutrition and grounding yourself, being in nature. All of those things right now with what we're experiencing and the rapid propulsion on the planet of the energies that are coming in, those kinds of things are going to help you stay more grounded and help you stay out of resistance and in a more neutral space.
And when you are experiencing discomfort, one of the encouragement is to continue moving, continue accessing whatever it is that you're feeling and navigating differently or whatever that is. But one thing that was very helpful for me is to remember that everything that I'm doing serves purpose. So I'm not going to waste any time shaming myself or denying this or feeling bad about that, no matter what the circumstance I'm in, as I'm moving out of it. And what ends up happening is that it lessens your backpack, so it makes it easier for you to move out of. And it also allows you to remember that we are now beings. So whatever has happened has propelled you to be exactly where you're at today, which is perfect. Where you're at is perfect. Perfect. It's where you need to be for where you're trying to go or where you're trying to be or what you actually are, depending upon how you're seeing yourself. But the other little piece that I want to remind us of is that we are gifting everyone and everything around us through all of our choices, through all of our highs, through all of our lows. We are feeding the earth and its inhabitants. So even in our poor down times, we have been doing exactly what we've been designed to do. But now as we're gaining more access and more understanding into a realm and a density that doesn't require so much density, it's important to be more conscious so that the choices that we're making and how others are receiving from us is much more supported in what we would perceive as a 5D, heaven on earth, dharmic code.
And I'm really glad that you used the word backpack, that you're lightening the backpack, because where we're going, what is intended You can't take anything with you. You can't take any of the garbage with you. You can't take any suitcases with you. You know, you might think, well, I'll pack light. Everybody has their bug out. Well, many people have their bug out pack. But you can't take any of that stuff with you. It is only what is right in here that you can take with you. And it can't be any of the old garbage that you shove to the back that you don't want to deal with. And that's what's coming up right now, so that we can release it, so that we can move forward. So it can all happen the way it was designed to be.
The only thing we're taking is our breath. It's our breath. It's our source light code. It's all we're taking. That's why it's a really hard concept to understand, because we then think, well, but I'm my sight, I'm my arm, I'm my hand. If we can just stay in this moment right now. If we can just stay in this moment for a second, and we can just all be in this beautiful 5D energy right now, every single one of us. Just breathe it in. That's all you have. Anything else is just what continues to make itself in the now moment. So the lighter, the more freeing, the more relaxed our breath is, the more beautiful we experience ourselves in this moment. So as Shirley and I are going to pull a card and just share a little bit of guidance, of direction, of insight for the day, for the now moment, I really want you, because I realize that my muscles, especially like my butt and thigh muscles, are really tense right now. I want you to tap into your own. Is it tense in you? Probably. Relax it. Relax it. Relax your legs. There's nothing you have to do right now. There's no place you need to be. Right here. Open yourself up to receive. Open yourself up to receive.
Very appropriate for legs being the theme. Okay.
What card do you have, Shirley?
I don't have one yet. Nothing has. These are hard for me. They're big. The ones those are that size is better fit for my hands. But anyway.
You want to switch?
Nope, I don't, because this is the deck that I had decided that I was going to use today.
Oh, and I just saw a little bluebird, just almost like if birds crawled, it would look like it was crawling up the window. It was so bizarre. So what does that say? So this, as we move into what Shirley is going to support here for you, for some guidance, for some insight, for all of us, but take it specific to you. I just saw a bird look like it's crawling. So it grew some legs. I mean, two more legs, so it has 4 things to crawl on. And it was scaling the wall. So it was transforming. And bluebirds, to me, are renewal code. Transforming in you, to be present for yourself right now, right here.
I remember we've talked about bluebirds in the past. Blue jays are...
Blue jays. I'm into blue jays.
Blue jays are what? Because I couldn't understand where you were getting the blue jays, and you're like, they're this big, and they're this, and they're and blue jays and bluebirds, both beautiful, wonderful. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I don't remember this deck, although the artist is the same for both of these decks, and this is the card, which, to tell you the truth, I don't know if it's ever shown up in this deck in any reading that I've done before. Okay, so we're talking about the red, a little bit of red here, like Little Red Riding Hood looks to me, and there's the wolf behind her. However, and look at you there.
My hair's too big. I don't want to be Little Red Riding Hood.
We're just So we have a theme going, I guess, with the red and the wolf and the. But this is a wolf of protection. This is not the Little Red Riding Hood's wolf. And so I love this artist, and I think that there's so much to be said for the manner in which he portrays the things that he wants us to see. And so as you pause, the woman in red, let's just call her the woman in red, as she pauses and wonders what comes next and partially tries to conceal her head with the shawl over it, she's supported and she's protected and she is honored and taken care of by the wolf that is behind her. So there's a lot of symbolism for the animal kingdom and for the things that are happening on the planet right now. And so I'm wondering how your card relates to this card, because that's what I wanted to do. Because in the past, you've always drawn a card, and today I thought I'd draw one after you and see how it related. But since I drew mine first, let's see what yours says, has to say how it relates to this.
Let's see what's going to show up for Little Red Riding Hood here. And I want to build upon that in this. We're talking about the animal kingdom. Look at the attire that Shirley's wearing.
It's a little leopard.
Boom, boom, boom. But it's animal kingdom. And Little Red Riding Hood, look what I'm wearing. Okay? The wolf.
And we don't plan any of this. It just shows up that way.
The wolf and the martyr here.
Okay.
But you know what? One of the stories of Little Red Riding Hood that I understood, or that was shared with me as I was, because I'm a woman of a million stories, so they're always telling me stories to help me understand, is that the wolf was actually grandmother energy. And it was trying to eat Little Red Riding Hood in the duality density of it. So she didn't have to experience any of the hardships that the grandmother energy, the animal kingdom versus the human kingdom. What our ancestors have been doing is saying, get the hell out of here. They've been scaring us. So we don't have to continue to repeat the same cycle anymore. And that the other end of the polarity, the grandmother energy, was actually looking out for Little Red Riding Hood to make sure that she could move in the direction that is of choice. She could live, because the feminine energy technically has been the higher self for all. Whether you're man or woman here on this earth, this is mankind. This is masculine energy. And think about it, it's the doer. It's so we could become. It's so important so we could receive. But the idea of 5D is the feminine energy moving into the higher self of the human, so that we can then feel and create and become.
And I like the idea, not the idea, but the fact that these fairy tales are multi-layered and that they have many different interpretations. I've never heard that interpretation before. But I know that there's a whole lot more to all the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales than just a simple tale told to children. That has relevancy for adults and that has relevancy beyond what we first take a look at. And so a lot of times those things come up. The one that comes up for me a lot is the one about the king who wore no clothes. I don't remember the name of it. Anyway.
But you know what? That's what all the fairy tales, where do you think the inspiration for these come from? The higher self, the ethereal, the earth. It's the mind is receiving. So everything, especially the movies that went the idea of viral, or these nursery tales that have gone through generation, or dances, or whatever they are. They're all inspiring us to understand things in the complexity of it. That's what they're doing. So we have Little Red Riding Hood, and I picked.
Oh, I know it well. So here are the two cards.
Oh, you want to move more over? No, the other way, Shirley. Yeah, there you go.
No, I wanted to put both of them at the same time. Okay, there.
So Little Red Riding Hood is making her way. She took off the red cape of martyrism and she laid it on this beautiful stairway. And it's magnificent. It's royal to her. So the idea of our martyrism, because that's what the red cape is, the martyrism, the agreements that we made to learn through, and that includes from us and from other people. Okay, so get out of the blame and shame. But you got to do the work to be able to get out of the blame and shame. So there might be some healing that you're doing currently, or that you're in the process of maybe considering. Again, no blame and shame. Everybody's where they need to be. But Little Red Riding Hood has done the healing. She has moved through it. She has stopped pointing at either direction. She's decided that the sun is out. She doesn't need to cover up anymore. She's not ashamed of herself. She sees the beauty in who she is. And she lays that cape down the stairs. And these stairs have 2 doors at the top. And I understand them as what was before and what is now. And she is being given an opportunity. Both are royal. The stairway in between is shared. Do you see that? It's got a shared red stairway. So not one or the other direction is higher or lower. You are being offered the stairway. And you have 2 doors. I want you to connect here in this moment and think about this. What do those doors mean to you? You can make them anything you want. And then which door do you want to choose? And I'm burping. So burping to me is fear. So release the fear that you're going to make the wrong choice. You cannot make the wrong choice. It's not possible. Choose a door just for today. Ooh. So that you may move into the garden. I don't know what kind of flowers these are.
Those are 4-leaf clovers. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Up, up, up.
And what just happened? We just had St. Patty's Day. Okay? So it's luck behind these doors. That's what's behind these doors. If you can get yourself to create through that space and know that the choice that you make is perfect for you, it's lucky. It's when we don't believe that this goes like this. It comes back. I can find that card again. I might have to kind of go through the mess, but it comes back. But I might have to wait for these doors to show up again. So you're being given some doors today. Take the doors. And know that behind whatever door you choose is luck. Happiness, joy, fun, spring. No matter what, it's going to be warm out here. And then move through it. And accept what's being offered to you. Because often too, here's another task, another lesson. When we choose the right door, or what we seem to think is the right door, often we refuse what's behind it. So be mindful that as you move into this next place and space today, that you accept what's being shared and coming at you, and you work to receive. Work to receive it. Don't get in one of those, like, you know, at Chuck E. Cheese where the kids can go in and they can grab the dollars, they're all flying all over, and you just act like a fool and you're going all crazy. You end up leaving with nothing. It's the kids that get in there and they just stand because they don't know what to do. They're embarrassed that they walk out with $1 gazillion. So just be calm, enjoy yourself, be present. That's the guidance. So let's close with 3 breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Just to recenter ourselves. So get comfortable. Drop your shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. We love you.
Namaste.